tufanya abana 100 mu class yeka na bali abana abashakwata fye isubiro lya kusambirira na bena bali ya ku maskulu but bakonga fye finfulunganya na bakafundisha n'abana banabo. So inenga ni parwandi fye neka neko okusosa kwandisha linga free education bafumi yako. Tapali afyo ile chitaile ona ula fya mabrain y'abana balefwayo okusambirira.
So that's what is coming from Mansa in Luapula province there. Chifokolo, let's get details of this particular story. Others feel free education should be out. Others feel no, it is helping a lot to make sure that they attain the qualifications that are needed for one to be someone in society. Your reaction to this?
Well, Matthews, it is a debatable matter, and that is the beauty about democracy. First of all, I need to put it on record that after the former president was quoted in one of the papers, and you know, that video went viral of him saying, talking about the free education policy, he reacted and said he was misquoted by you know, that particular newspaper. He never said he was going to abolish, but he talked of you know, improving or making it quality, but he didn't go into details on how, if at all he was to come back in 2026, how he was going to make it quality or qualitable. But John Matthews, you are aware that the issue of having learners or our teachers being overwhelmed is not a new phenomenon. You've been covering stories. Even before 2021 elections, we could see 80, 90 pupils in one class. That is the truth. That is the fact. The issue, I've started first of all responding to, you know, the last woman who was interviewed in that picture, who was talking about ukwatawana 100 mukirasi. I want to put it on record here that the issue of having more, you know, learners in a class is not a new phenomenon. Back then it was because of less teachers at a school and inadequate space, classrooms. So children or learners were packed. I'm telling you that we who interact with our relatives, our brothers and sisters in compounds, will tell you that we would see 80 pupils, 90 pupils in a class before 2021 elections. And factors that led to having 90 or 80 pupils in a class was, first of all, lack of learning spaces, limited classrooms. Two, issues of teachers. Instead of having two classes, a teacher will say, no, let us combine, because in the neck. Yeah. But now, the UPND, what they are doing, so far, over 30,000 teachers recruited. Now you're talking about over 7,000 recently, 2023 teacher recruitment, and also CDF. We have seen, you've covered stories where members of parliament or people are proposing, let us create or construct more classes. What that is going to do is to decongest what that woman was talking about. Not having 100, but you've employed teachers. A school that had 12 teachers, because they have been given more teachers, they are going to have maybe 15 or 20 teachers. Again, with CDF, they construct more or 1x3 classroom block. What that entails is that those classes will now be split, because teachers are what? Are there at a school. You are going to have maybe 60. Remember, in this country, teacher-pupil ratio has continued to be very high. And so interventions should be put in place to make sure that we decongest and also we reduce the gap between teacher-pupil ratio. But it is a debatable matter. So what is it that we want as citizens? Do we want our pupils to be languishing in poverty?
Maybe people are comfortable with the payments of the same, because others maybe feel because it's free education they are not even paying much attention to lessons and all that. So maybe when you pay, they will be able to make sure that I have to concentrate because my parents have paid and it's expensive. Because when we took off, classrooms, I think now, like you have put it, classrooms are being built, teachers are being recruited to reduce that.
Yes.
So where is the debate now when you are given a free one to say take your children to school?
Look, for me, when I look at the debate, no wonder I've told you that it's good that we're in a democracy and people are free to give their own divergent views. Matthews and Dandula, you interact with schools. You've been to different provinces where you've seen how the environment in our schools is, and you are a resident of Lusaka, and I will tell you that go back to the 2023 results. First of all, start with the grade 7, grade 9 and 12. You discover that government schools performed so well compared to private schools. The records are there, Matthews. You can leave today, go to ECZ. Not the Electoral Commission of Zambia, because I need to emphasize, I know where you come from. So when I just say ECZ, you go there and you start,
yes, people from Northwestern,
and you start, saying, no, that man, the pineapple guy, misled me. After eating Ishmael Mebere, he was busy misleading me. I went to ECZ and I was told not here. So I have to make that emphasis. You will discover that in Lusaka, schools that performed so well are government schools. They are government schools. So what we need to push, and I like what Nakez has been doing, very consistent, Dr. Aaron Chance, that what we need is quality education. But you can interview, 10 people, Matthews and Dandula. Out of 10, 9 people who appreciate the free education policy, just like it was the clip that you called for. Only one individual, that woman, was talking about 100 pupils or 100 learners. But I'm here to tell you that even in Lusaka, before the 2021 elections,
I remember I went to, is it Takamado?
Yes, Prince Takamado in Pauleni.
Yes, I went to Tuashuka.
Yes.
I found, pupils sitting on the floor, and when you look at how many they are,
when was that?
Class, that was last year, early last year, and the other year, of course. When you look at the figures in terms of numbers of how many, it's over 150 in one class. So
what we should be proposing or urging government at the moment, Matthews and Dandula, is that CDF, members of parliament, even in Kanyama, Monti Chinguli, those existing schools, let us make sure that we expand, we build more classes. And also, teachers that have been deployed, like in Mongu, in Senanga, we don't want to see what happened in Kasempa. That out of the 30,000 teachers who were recruited, the number over 80
are coming from
teachers who were given to Kasempa are back in Lusaka and Copperbelt. That, as a parent, that is what we need to discourage. I say, no. Imwemwema teachers, mwebeshire, valuti, valuti, kwa Mongu kwale, kwa Senanga. Don't push for a transfer to come back to Lusaka, because that in Asirere, okay, that kwa Lombota, that Lungowe, we want that Lungowe to be in class, not in 100 class, a class of 100 learners, because you've been sent there, stick. Kwa Mongu, kwa Senanga, kwa Sioma.
And Italy tapi. As you...
Because when applying, you said, no, you are ready to... Civil servants are ready to work anywhere. And you are there, Ilya is there. Consume Ilya. So that our learners, Vusiku, will be able to learn in a good environment. Classes are being built. You as a teacher don't migrate. That is what I expected from that woman. To propose that abafundisha balesa kuno ama teachers tofa abekale bachiteshani balefunda abana beso. But the free education policy, like I've told you, today you can walk on the streets of Lusaka, interview 20 people. only one or two will say no, the free education policy has come with a negative, so it should be scrapped off. And so that woman, for me, I'll say she was offside, because even the very man whom we are discussing that said he's going to scrap off, he refuted. He said I was misquoted. We cannot scrap off free education policy. It is on record. He was quoted in the paper saying, no, that paper misquoted me. I never said we are going to scrap off. We said we are going to revisit, and in revisiting, we are going to improve the free education policy. Majority of these, leaders that we have today, we can mention names. Wamsoko Twane, Minister of Finance, is a beneficiary of free education policy. Former President
back then in Kaundas.
Former President Galungu, whilst he was in power, he boasted or he talked about free education policy that he benefited, sponsored Baba, even at the university level. No wonder that man was saying, I can even suspect that even Ziari was paid for. The current president, Hakainde Hichilema, narrates or shares on how he was walking barefooted to school, let alone University of Zambia, free education policy. You can mention those leaders. Engineer Collins Nzov, he's a beneficiary. He has benefited from free education policy. So what is so wrong that now these grandchildren of theirs should be denied what they were given? No, Baba. Look, when you go to the University of Zambia or the Higher Education Authority, you discover that even meal allowance has been increased from, is it 22 kwacha or 22 kwacha 50 and going to 25 kwacha a day. What are we trying to do is to give free education to the people. And that is what should be inculcated, that from grade 1 to grade 12, free education policy, even at the university level, let us increase the number of universities that are receiving or admitting students who are on bursary. That is something that we need to but of course, people will come and tell you, say, no, politicians want uneducated masses because they know. Remember, there was an audio or a video that went viral that wameketia muibatamfia because wanatabe questions. That is where our votes are. That is where our win. We are guaranteed that we are going to win because of these people. So muibatamfia yo, because when atabakwa tefia kuipusha GDP if ya manani atabafishiba them, it is what we give them. But no. Abena Zambia bafire basambiriro kwebati bepusha ma questions. Today, Matthews, you've moved. You are able to move, and you every day when you are moving, you are being asked, Matthews, mutifunsire kwa MP but CDF still on. Abena Zambia na bezuka. What is it that is happening in our constituency? We are not seeing any development. They are able to ask you,
and they know that, but there is money that has been allocated
because
to our constituency.
Money is in your constituency, and people come to you, Matthews, and you go, Honorable, I want to have an interview with you. I want to, there is an issue that has come up. What is it, Matthews? So people asking about CDF, that Mona, marketeers, Max School, they want to ask. And you go there, an MP will give you an opportunity to interview him, and then he clarifies or she clarifies on what is happening with CDF. So Abena Zambia, we should be encouraged that they should go to school, they should learn, so that they ask questions to these leaders and answers should be provided. Free education policy is a game changer, and we should just have it.
Let's get to our second story before we open some phone lines, and also those that are sending us text messages on our Facebook page will be able to read your text messages or your comments in that regard, so that we get to interact and share with you, our viewers, on what you feel must be done on the stories that we are looking at today. So let's head to Mongu, where Mongu Airport has been encroached by the locals, something which has not settled well with the provincial minister Kapelwa Mbangweta. Mr. Mbangweta says the act by the locals will affect the ongoing rehabilitation of the airport. Currently, 2 airports in Western Province are being rehabilitated, namely Mongu and Kalabo airports, aimed at promoting tourism of major sites such as Liwa National Park in the province. He said those who have continued encroaching government properties should stop, as they are blocking the much needed development in the region. Let's have a clip on that. President Hakainde Hichilema last year, when opening the upgraded Kasama Airport, did promise to give a facelift to all the main airports in the 10 provinces of this country. Currently, works are underway in Western Province, where Mongu and Kalabo airports are being upgraded. Western Province Minister Kapilomba Ngweta has confirmed this to Prime TV.
The works have commenced. Okay. Yeah. The contractor, as we speak, they're both in Mongo and the Kalabo. The works have commenced. We've started doing the Kalabo airport to refurbish and this. So is Mongo. That is targeted at tourists so that the Liua can be like other places, okay? So there should be access.
However, the minister is not happy with the levels of encroachment at Mongo Airport, as this will slow down the works and time of completion. He has then called on the locals to avoid encroaching into government properties, as that will hinder the development needed.
Of Mongo has its own unique issues which will affect the speed with which the work would have progressed because of people having encroached. Again, those are the issues which stop or constrain development, because if in other areas they don't encroach on government properties and so on, it means when projects go there, they just smoothly proceed. But if you have people encroaching where they should not be encroaching, of course now you start talking issues of compensation. That of course makes the development and the projects go slowly as you compete with the other areas. Okay, so you find that any airport where there are no encroachments, they'll finish quickly, not so, at a cheaper price.
Sure. Matthews Ndandula for Prime TV News, Lusaka. Okay, so that's what is happening so far in Mongu in relation to rehabilitation of the airports in that region. Chifokolo, I had a privilege, was it last year or early this year, if I remember very well. I went to Kasama with the president to open the rehabilitated Kasama. No, by air.
Be specific that Manakwera Kondeke.
Oh, so that's where you were headed to.
No.
So now, the president did indicate that all the major airports in this country will be rehabilitated to make sure that even bigger planes can be allowed to land even at night and all that. It may not be all some of these are airstreams and what, but they will pick the major ones in each province so that they are worked on. So far in Mongo, when we talk of Kalabo, maybe the significance is about tourism. There is a Liwa National Park there after constructing that Luanginga Bridge so that you cross to the other side of Liwa where Honorable Msokotwani is coming from. So the airport there is being done in relation to the tourism sector in that national park. Then we have Mongo that is also under rehabilitation, among other airports, you know, in the provinces of this country. But so far coming from Mongo is that works may not be done as per stipulated time due to encroachment. Your reaction?
Very sad that indeed this is what is coming from Mongo. Yes, the president is on record, and that is the beauty about education, that what comes from the president, some of us look at it as policy. And so we don't want to be seated here, Matthews, you and I, and start talking about certain provinces being segregated because airports have not been done. The pronouncement by the president is that in all the 10 provinces, major airports are going to be revamped or are going to be rehabilitated or expanded so that they can, you know, accommodate, you know, bigger planes. And also, what is it that we're trying to promote is issues to do with tourism. Remember that with the COVID-19, the tourism sector was hit hard, and we have been told, like you've mentioned, Wanginga Bridge, you talk about, you know, in Western Province, there are sites that need to be exploited, sites that need to be visited by our tourists. You know, it is very sad that when you want to talk about, you know, sites that tourists can visit, you only talk about Livingstone as the tourist capital. Yes, it is the tourist capital, but we have got
other sites,
you know, tourism sites in different provinces, which tourists can visit. And in the end, the issue of dollar that you've talked about, the kwacha, once they visit that area, you're talking about forex.
Now, the bad part of it is that even when we talk about tourism sites that needs to be visited, I don't understand why you, Chief Okolo, you are coming from Northwestern. But you have never wait I don't understand why you are coming from that province, but you have never been to the source of Zambezi River. Don't you see that it's also a site of tourism?
But
so those are some of the sites we are talking about.
You see, the problem with you is that you are
I'm saying those are the sites we are talking about in terms of tourism. Let's promote those.
Tandula, the problem is that you are here and you still want to dream. Do you know that if there are people that have been pushing for that place to be, I remember last time, the minister visited that area and they talked about, safeguarding it, again, to avoid encroachment. I've been to that place. When I'm going to my sister's place, that is the road that I use. When I'm from visiting my father at Sachibondu, now I'm telling you places. When I'm visiting my father at Sachibondu, Ngambaya Nzambi Katolo, Tatayanami, and I want to go to Mavunda and visit my own sister, Mama Kabwita, that is where that is the route. That is the area. And I'm one of those that said, let us safeguard this place, let us make sure that it is protected. But again, if you are to open up, if you are to expand Solwezi Airport or Mwinlunga Airport, then you are expecting tourists there to visit the source of Zambezi. Zambezi has passed. People don't even know where it is.
But what should we do? What do you think we should do as stakeholders and also government to make sure that we don't encroach into these sites and maybe just educate them the importance of having these sites?
Let us tell our people that you don't have to encroach, because what you are doing is you are delaying development, like the minister talked about. You are delaying development. These are sites that are not supposed to be encroached. These facilities or government property which is not supposed to be encroached. And I'm telling you, and I'm urging the minister, Honorable Kaperomba Ngweda, that precedence was set on Kasombe airstrip. So let us not talk about compensation unless you are telling us that it is you who gave those people land. But if that land was gotten illegally, there is no harm.
It's just to demolish it.
Why should we, do you know what tourism is able to do? We are able to be fed even here in Lusaka. Issues of water in your area, drainages can be...
When you talk of issues of water, there was also issues of encroachment in Kasima area where Western Water and Sanitation were doing some their pipes there, and also other major sites where they should do store water. It was also encroached, and the people there demanded for payments.
No wonder I'm telling you, Matthews, it is the issue of once we discover, we ask, how did you get this land? Did you follow the procedure? Did you apply? Was this land advertised? How much did you pay? You discover that people don't even have offer letters. They don't even have titles to the land.
But don't you think that some of the politicians or local leaders might be scared that if we chase these people, they will not vote for me?
So once you are scared, you are looking at elections, you are preoccupied with retaining power, that is not a good mark of leadership. I've told you, once tourists begin to visit Mongo, we are guaranteed of forex. They will look at potential. Where can I put up a lodge? Where can I build, a school? These people that will be visiting. So the benefits, we should be looking at long-term benefits. Not. Yesterday I was talking about political careers, that political careers are very short. I know we're honorable in Western Province every day. So this time as we are speaking, he has gotten a Class 2 and he's seated just counting vehicles that are passing. But this was a full cabinet. I know, you know whom I'm referring to. Go to Western, he's there.
I don't know.
He's there. He's there. I don't want to mention.
Don't accuse me.
Ask me. I'll mention the name.
Don't accuse me.
And when
but why?
You even tell me that. I even met him last time at Mapatapata.
But why going to Western Province when we have one nearby here in Mazabuka? He's seated. He's even singing, I think.
No wonder,
He's
that one is an expert. In fact,
I've not mentioned names. I'm saying he's busy singing.
He has been, encouraging farmers not to continue weeding because of the drought. That the grass will help the maize to grow. But that one, his name starts with P. In Western, so political careers are very short. So let us not look at elections or votes at the expense of development and the things that can benefit even your grandchildren. So that is what Honorable Mbangwete was talking about. And for me, I can only urge the leadership in Western Province, look into this issue seriously. We don't want to hear people of Mongu complaining that no, Kasama was done, Mwilunga Airport was done. Why is it that we've been, without, going to the root cause of why development or why that airport is not being expanded? It's because our people are encroaching. And again, it is my call that don't encroach on government property, because what you are doing is that you'll be delaying development. We want to see people of Western want to see Chifokolo landing at Mongo Airport.
You vomit in other people's
me place. Just going to Western Province, I'm a tourist.
No.
I'm a local tourist.
No.
And the people of Mongo want to see me. They want to greet Chifoko. Do you know how much let's
pray for the rain so that I take you for Komboka. So that they can see you and just maybe baptize you, because you people like you, we call you as Mangete. So when you get there, I'll baptize you. Of course, also my father, do you know that, talking of the other story that we touched earlier, to abolish free education.
That your father is a beneficiary.
He's also a beneficiary of free education.
Yes, we know that the man went ahead and he taught different people. Some of those who passed through his hands are permanent secretaries, district commissioners, others are running their own companies. After passing through the hands of Mr. Ndandula, they are doing very well, and Mr. Ndandula is a beneficiary of free education policy. And so if I hear that Mr. Ndandula is discouraging people, that free education is, will be the first one, not to attack him, but to tell him the truth. That, sir, please, can you sit and hope for the best and wish your grandchildren the best, that the juniors who are being born today should also benefit. What we should be talking about, Matthews, is to enhance and make this education qualitable in Zambia, not abolishing it.
Let's check some of the text messages before our people get frustrated. Let's accommodate them. We get some text messages, and later on we'll be able to open some phone lines so that you share with us on the two stories that we have picked for today, talking about the encroachment of government properties, one of them being Mongu Airport, and also issues to do with abolishing free education. Let's take to our Facebook page to check those that are watching us. Teddy Nyakambumba, good morning Daybreak. I'm watching you from Ndekendola Township. I wish to thank Matthews Ndandula on this wonderful program. Thank you so much.
Why thanking Matthews?
But you know how I am. Why would you want to fight?
No, I'm not fighting. I'm just asking.
Yeah, so
am I not a Zambian?
Listen to this other one. Okay, Evans Siagondwe says, good morning my chap Matthews Ndandula, but he should have respect.
Just read.
You should have respect, Siagondwe. Good morning my chap Matthews Ndandula, and the senior chap Chifokolo is encouraging to see young gaining weight. Matthews continue association with
but that is the truth.
He's watching us from Livingstone.
That you should continue rubbing shoulders with engineer.
No, you know.
You are getting because of engineer.
No, it's a typing error.
No, you are getting because of engineer.
Gloria Sangani, good morning Daybreak. Good to see our roving reporter watching you from Solwezi. I need my beans and I'm coming there. I'm coming there.
Just refer to him as a
then Donald Katula says minerals is our birthright. We sometimes don't put value on what God has given us to bring prosperity to Mother Zambia. That is Donald Katula. Then Kalomo says good morning. Okay. William Tonga says good morning Daybreak, wishing everyone a blessed day and productive. Okay. Chenga says good morning Daybreak, wishing everyone a productive. Okay, that's good. Martin Ngandu says good morning Daybreak and our presenters Matthews Ndandwa and our provincial Sema KTC.
Yes.
They have not mentioned you. You may not know. This KTC may mean a lot. I can even translate it into whatever I think KTC means. So what's on my mind is that Jackie, who insulted Tongas, who is the case, hope this case can be taken to the fast track court. For this habit to finish, people need to be harshly punished to send a signal to would-be offenders. A few individuals can't bring anarchy in our country. He should not be given bond. Martin Ngandu watching you from Chirundu. Okay, so we are looking at two stories as our main ones for this particular program, talking about abolishment of free education if you are to vote back the former Republican president Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, and also encroachment of government properties. Among them is Mongu Airport, which is under rehabilitation so far, so that you can contribute. So there's a number on our screen there to make sure that you can contribute to us. You can call now. The phone lines are open, and send through your text message so that we interact and get to know your reaction towards these two particular stories. As we wait for those particular calls, Chief Okoro, we